Hi y'all, I'm back for part 3. I was gonna talk about the generational tie, but I think I'm gonna wait and do that later. I'm gonna actually kind of talk about something weird that I think personally, but so back in 2017, a lot of people were convinced that on September 23rd, ironically, Rapture was going to happen. Lots of people were seeing the number 23, blah, blah. Well, I think they were right and wrong. So let me explain. On September 23rd, literally 8 years ago to the day of this rapture, I think they were seeing the date, but I think what they were missing was it was a future date and it was referencing something that was going to happen on the 23rd of September in 2017. 8 years before, 2025, a birth happened. A virgin birth happened. So I know that sounds crazy, but the Bible talks about a virgin birth in the stars. And she's got stars on her feet and stars on her head. And yeah, well, Virgo, aka the Virgin, gave birth to a baby, supposedly, by the sun passing through it. I think it was the sun. I don't remember the full context. But anyway, it gave birth, a virgin birth, right? Little Jesus reference. And so everybody was convinced that was the thing. Which, by the way, this prophecy was actually pointed out in the Bible. This is not some rando who was like, virgin birth, oh my god. No. Stuff passes through Virgo all the time. In fact, there's something going on right now through Virgo, which I'll bring up in another video, because I'm not there yet. But it happens all the time. So why everybody's freaking out? I think it's actually significant, but not in the way people think it is. I think there was a virgin birth. I think what happened was it was a warning. It was a wake up. You have 8 years to get your crap together. And note, again, it happened on... Sorry, there's an IGB. It happened on the 23rd of September exactly, which, again, I think this is important. And what 8 years means in the Bible, according to the Bible, it means new beginning. That's weird. Resurrection. That's weird. And start after completion. And I'm just saying, 8 years after the virgin birth, just a little fascinating timing there. I don't know. Just think that's a little weird. So I think they were half right. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. And since this video is a little shorter than my other ones, I'm gonna go into number 5 on my list of stuff that was going on. Again, I'm gonna revert back to the generations thing a little bit later. Probably in the next video. I'm gonna look something up that I forgot to look up, so before I go off, I'm gonna make sure I do my research, because I can't remember. I know it's Abraham, I think, and I can't remember what happens at 77 and 84, and I think Moses too, I think, like, I don't remember. This is exactly what I'm going to look it up, because I'm blanking on the details. Usually it's like right at the top of my head, but it's after midnight, and I've been at this all day. In fact, so much so I'm losing my voice. And my throat hurts like crazy. I've gone through a bunch of pop to try to, soothe the throat thing, and that's not happening. Anyway, so I'm gonna go with 5, which is the floods are crazy bad, and that's definitely extra bad compared to how it's been. The floods after the hurricane were literally biblical, like, well, maybe not literally, but like, well, maybe literally. They were so bad that they never had anything like this in the entire time. And one of the bridges that got washed away, and I mean, the whole town got completely destroyed. This town is like 400 years old or 300 years old or something, and it was completely gone. The whole town was leveled. The flood was that bad. They hadn't had water like that ever. That within modern history at least. So I don't know. Texas, same thing. The one that killed all the kids. I mean, these are not normal levels of flooding. So they're extreme. And then there's this. Also the fire that took out LA. Like, I mean, that's like the Chicago fire level of fire, but it's never been like that. I mean, LA gets fires constantly. When is the last time it took out entire city blocks? Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, there was blood rain and floods. The flooding from the blood rain created an actual blood fall, I guess, in Iran this year. Argentina had a river of blood, and of course that's what they call it, but they were saying like the drinking water is okay, but if it's algae, which they claimed that's what must be causing it, algae or iron oxide, neither of those are okay to drink. And it wasn't, I've seen water from iron oxide, it's more orangey than like blood red, and some of these were blood red, like blood red, like actual tap of vein red. And then the Colorado River on the Arizona and Utah border, which I think was a little reference to maybe what was going to happen in Orem, maybe. But I'll get into politics a little bit because it's definitely impactful for what's going on. Whether or not you're political, I think some of this stuff is not just political but biblical. So, and I think Charlie Kirk's stuff kind of proves that, because look at the uprising of Christians and all these people coming to Christ that hadn't ever been Christian or had, said F you to God, are now coming to Christ. It's an amazing uprising, but I'll get into that too. Alright, this is the end of part 3. I'll get into 4 and all that other stuff later. Thank you. Talk to you guys later. Hope I see you in heaven.